Hello everyone, this is Creepo's Mask here, and I'm going to be doing a very different video today. We're going to be talking about basically the whole Wii's lifespan and stuff, and the games that came out, because the Wii U is very nearly going to be released soon. So I thought we'd do a nice little Wii retrospective, and I am here with my good friend Mr. Joey Boo.
Hi.
Hey, so yeah, we'll just be talking about the Wii and stuff, and
Yeah, pretty much. Okay.
yeah, like the Wii was pretty much like a bombshell when it first came out.
It was a bombshell with all the hype that was behind it. That was the bombshell.
Pretty much, but like if you like around the time of release, if you went into just about anyone's house, they'd have a Wii there, pretty much just because of like Wii Sports and stuff, because everyone was so hyped up about motion controls and stuff, and like for some reason parents thought that this would be good exercise when really it's not.
It's just them sitting on the couch, kind of vaguely waving their wrists in some direction.
Pretty much. It's like with Wii Sports Tennis, you just waggle.
Like everyone, like in my household, like when like my grandma would do it, she'd like really do it extravagantly, and everyone else would be like the sofa, just like waggling their wrists. It's like up, yeah.
But yeah, they pretty much the biggest mistake of like Nintendo made for the Wii was not making it like almost as powerful as like the PS3 or the
more blast processing.
More blast processing. No, we need Sega for that.
Oh yeah, we need Sega.
But yeah, it's like I didn't like. Some people would say that it's basically just a GameCube with motion controls, and
no, they're completely wrong. It's two GameCubes with motion controls.
Not quite, but it's like they did make some improvements. Like I will say that they did make some graphical improvements, just not enough, really.
No, and not enough to keep up with.
Yeah, with the other generation. And I'll just say this quickly. I've heard loads of people complaining about this, but I don't care that it's not DVD compatible. Because, I mean, honestly, like, who doesn't have a DVD player nowadays? If you don't have a DVD player, then you'll... Well, unless you have a computer from, like, I don't know, like, years back, then it should support discs. So you should be able to watch DVDs on it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, I was a bit surprised because I had an Xbox when the Wii came out, so I was all like, oh, Herb puts in DVD, and I was like, oh, this is odd, but I wasn't complaining.
Huh. But, one more thing before we move on to talking about games individually. One of the, the worst things about the Wii was the third-party support, pretty much.
Yeah, I think we're gonna...
This sort of ties in to the whole graphics thing. It didn't get enough third-party support because...
people were just like, this is not... This is... The Xbox and the PS3 are superior to this in most ways.
Yeah.
And just the fact that most people knew that there wasn't going to be that much of a hardcore market in the Western places.
But the thing is, it's like this. As I said, this sort of ties in with the whole like graphics thing, because most third-party supporters, they wouldn't really care about like getting as much out of the Wii as possible, so they just make all of their games like, I don't know, like friggin' Carnival Fun games or whatever. They just make them look like they were made for like the N64.
I mean, let's think about this first, because with the GameCube and like all of the other consoles, you know, Nintendo was on the front of kind of graphical technology. Like if you compare like the Resident Evil 4 edition of GameCube versus the PS2. Like, a GameCube was so much better.
It seems that like the least powerful console sells the most.
But the GameCube,
because like the PS1 was significantly less powerful than like the N64, and it sold more. The GameCube was the most powerful, I believe.
Yeah, it was,
and it sold the least. And then the Wii ends up being the least powerful of this generation, and it outsold both of them put together.
But but then we'll get onto this later. But then there was when everyone bailed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So should we start with the game?
Let's start with the games.
Okay. So pretty much the first major like Wii game is pretty much Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess. Yeah.
Am I the only one who loved this game to death? I mean,
yes.
No, seriously, I loved this game so much. I only got it like in like 2008 or something, but I love this game so much.
I played it, but the problem I just didn't like it as much. Maybe it was just the fact that when I played it, I was just like, this is so different, and I was like 6, 7. It was so different to Wind Waker, which was the first Zelda game I played. I was just like, oh, fuck this, and then I just didn't play it. Well, I played it.
Oh,
but I didn't.
I feel it gets way too much like negativity.
Yeah, it gets.
I mean, it's the fans' fault, to be honest. Because when Wind Waker was announced, when Wind Waker was announced, everyone was like actually really horrible about it. So that is actually why Nintendo made Twilight Princess, because they felt the need to make it more dark, more like the older Zelda games.
They needed to make another Ocarina of Time, like maybe not exactly the same, but very similar. Although I think that they made it too similar to Ocarina of Time.
I don't think they made it.
3 dungeons.
They had the first 3 dungeons thing, but like that's the only thing which I would consider too similar to Ocarina of Time. But because like it had other things which are similar to other Zelda games. Like you had like Link transforming into another being because of like dark magic or whatever. That's essentially Majora's Mask. You have the light dark world thing, which is Link to the Past.
Yeah.
But that's but one thing I will say that I loved about Twilight Princess is just basically the Twilight in general and Zant basically.
I thought it was Twilly.
I always used to call it Twilly, but now that I think about it, Twilight makes so much more sense.
Yeah, but Twilly just sounds cute.
It sounds stupid.
Looks cute.
But I loved Zant so much because like it's just you go the whole game thinking he's like some serious calculated person, and then you basically find out that he's like a pawn, and then he goes absolutely insane. And they did this sort of somewhat subtly in the Zant fight. You know how there's like a bit of a spoiler, but you know how there's different music for each section of the battle. It progressively gets more and more insane to the point where the last battle theme is just completely nuts. That sort of reflects on how Zant gets more insane throughout the game.
It was just like how like you think of Zant as this huge powerful being, and then when you get to the boss fight, it's all like spaz attack.
Yeah.
Slap.
And well, yeah, just final thoughts on the game really. I actually loved the world in this game, and I think it's what it should be more like in other Zelda games. It was just like so vast and just huge, and it was amazing to me.
My final thoughts are good game. People, I think that it shouldn't have gotten as much hate as it did, but it wasn't the best Zelda. It certainly isn't.
Okay, so you'll sort of see like us coming back to it just a little bit later, pretty much near the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much what we have to say for it.
Okay.
Let's see. 2007. Super Paper Mario. I
love this game so much.
I haven't like played the game, but I love the game's soundtrack. It's great.
It was really good. It was, I think, the first Mario game that I really liked. Like I didn't really enjoy Sunshine. Like I enjoyed it, but I wasn't like, oh my god, Mario. And I was okay with Galaxy.
You were okay with Galaxy?
Yeah, I was okay with Galaxy. I was Gravity. And then by the end of it, I was just like, up it up. But Super Paper Mario was the first time where I actually really, really loved Mario. Just maybe it was Oh,
isn't it really considered the worst of the Paper Mario series?
yes, but I don't think of it that way. I think
Mm.
it's the best because it got rid of fucking um turn-based combat. That's what I hate.
But
I
it was
hate that.
meant to be an RPG. The Paper
I
Mario
know,
series was
but
meant
but
to be a
but who
spiritual
says?
success. It was meant to be a spiritual successor to Super Mario RPG. In fact, Paper Mario, like on the N64, Paper Mario's beta name was Super Mario RPG 2.
Too. Yeah, I know, but it was just I hate turn-based combat because it doesn't. I
I
see
like it when it's done in
Super Paper
things like,
Mario as more
say,
of a RPG for more Western audiences. Just for the fact that no, like I have never seen anybody like maybe apart from people like you and some other friends I know, but lots of other people that I know just really do not like turn-based combat, and I'm one of them.
uh,
I, the only time I've seen turn-based combat done vaguely well is I'll admit Mario RPGs, like the ones for the DS and that the first one for
like
the
Superstar Saga and
yeah
stuff.
yeah yeah those I like those and as well as the original Super Paper Mario's, but that's because you had some input in what you were doing. You felt like you would turn the tide of the battle like by even just pressing a button when you like stomp on someone's head,
I suppose.
and that gave it just the little bit like okay I can go through this. But when it was just like Final Fantasy, just like okay, complete, just press the A button over
I
and
feel
over
like
again
it
until
adds
other guy dies.
Well, it adds a no. Well, it's not quite like that. There is quite a bit of strategy
Hmm.
because you gotta like. There are times, like say in stuff like Final Fantasy, where like maybe
Hmm.
you'll be doing a boss battle and you're low on health and the other enemy is like less than half with health and you're just like going through your things, just like thinking like, okay, should I waste this turn healing like just so I can survive another few hits, or should I hit and just see if I can like end this quickly. Like sometimes there is a bit
Hmm.
of strategy. But anyway, I think we spent a bit too long on Super Paper
Yeah, Super
Mario.
Mario. Then we've
Um,
got
wait. I just very briefly want to talk about a huge disappointment to me. Um,
oh, what is this?
Pokemon Battle Revolution. Like,
Never heard of
you've
it.
never heard of that?
No, never heard of that.
Wait.
Wait, was
Basically,
that
it was this
one?
game. It was this game that came out for the Wii in quite early 2007,
Okay, I
and
know. Yeah.
it wasn't at all like Colosseum and Gale of Darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've got.
it was more like Stadium. So they took like a step backwards.
Oh, I think I've seen some gameplay footage of that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's just that um like if you don't have if you didn't have Diamond or Pearl, you're pretty much screwed because if you don't have any Gen 4 games to sort of put Pokemon onto it, then you are stuck with the rental Pokemon and they suck. And because it's like Stadium, you can't level up your Pokemon and stuff. So the battles don't actually get harder.
Hmm.
They just
They
they,
just feel
they
cheap.
yeah, no, they don't get progressively harder.
Hmm.
It's just that the bosses are harder,
It's
and that's
like
it.
it's kind of almost like a free to play game that's like pay to win. Like you need to
Yeah,
buy.
except it's not free to play.
Yeah, it's not free to play, which makes it even worse.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Now moving on to one of my favorite games of all time. Actually, this is quite surprising. Metroid Prime 3.
Oh, I love this game.
I love this game too. This game was so good.
Mm. I.
I often go between
Mhm.
like Metroid Prime and Metroid Prime 3 as to like which is my favorite Metroid game. Yeah, sorry, Metroid fans. Super Metroid is not my favorite.
Yeah,
But
I didn't like that game. Like I
you
liked
didn't
it.
like wait, what? Okay,
I didn't
I
like it
loved
as
that game.
much
It's
as
just not my
people.
favorite.
No. I didn't like it as much as people said they did. Like I
Oh.
thought it was a good game, but a little bit
I
overrated.
still think it's a fantastic game and one of the best games ever made. It's just that Prime and Prime 3 are better.
Mm.
Or possibly
Prime
Prime
was
3. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But anyway, about
my first ever first person shooter.
wait, just was this the first No, wait, this wasn't the first Nintendo game with like voice acting. That was Sunshine, I think. I can't remember.
Sunshine kind of had, Sunshine, yeah, it was Sunshine.
But Prime 3, well, unlike Sunshine, Prime 3 actually had good voice acting. And although this was the first Metroid game with voice acting, but I really like this game. Like the whole thing about the bounty hunters, the other bounty hunters and stuff. I thought that was really good.
I really liked spoilers.
Wait, is it going to be Rundus?
Yeah, Rundus.
Rundus.
No.
The Rundus battle was the best.
No, it wasn't Rundus.
Gandrader?
Right at the end,
Gandrader?
It was the nod to Prime Hunters. It was the little bit at the end with the can't remember what character it was from Prime Hunters, but you had the his ship.
Yeah. At the end, like, if you 100% the game, then you get this special ending where you see like Samus on Elysia, I think, and then she flies away, and the shot just sort of hangs there for a minute, and then you see a ship from Prime Hunters just sort of follow after, and it's really cool. But anyway, but back to like the game in general, really. Some people complain that it wasn't like Prime and Prime 2 in the sense that like in Prime. More specifically in Prime, there was a sort of a feeling it's like you're alone on this very strange planet, and at first you don't really know what to do here, and you're sort of it
captured more of the earlier Metroid feels before, like Super Metroid in the original.
But I don't mind the change for Prime 3 because they still allow like exploration and stuff, and It was it had, let's be honest, it was pretty much like one of the only Metroid games to have a properly fleshed out story.
Yeah.
Like Prime sort of like a little I know there's like loads of backstory and stuff.
But
if you scan everything.
We'll get on to a Metroid game with story later.
Like I know if you scan everything you can find out the backstory and stuff. But Prime 3 was pretty much like one of the only ones to have a really fleshed out, explained story. But I think we've probably spent enough time on that. What comes next in order? No, I do not want to talk about that. We could. No, I don't care about the Simpsons game really. Hit and Run was better. Oh, okay. Next.
Hit and Run is the best.
Yeah, Hit and Run was fun. But anyway, next in order, Super Mario Galaxy. This game is amazing. I'll just put that out there now. This game is just amazing.
Overrated game is overrated.
It is a bit overrated, but I still feel that like a lot of the time when it's given credit it's where credit is due.
I get like, it was a fun game, but I just didn't think that
I thought it was a fantastic platformer, and it was essentially like it was sort of like sorry for Sunshine, here's an amazing game again.
I like Sunshine.
Sunshine was good, it just wasn't great. It just wasn't nearly as good as 64. In fact, I remember at E3, like when they were first showing Mario Galaxy, Reggie said like the first worthy successor to Mario 64. Like they completely just forgot about Sunshine. It's a great game, and the whole gravity thing was implemented well, and it didn't.
Yeah.
It
didn't
like
suck.
It was like I feel that like if any other developer had like gotten a hold of like the whole gravity thing, like it's like if you just jump, then the whole game would just glitch up and you just fly. Like I could just imagine that you just jump and you fly to the edge of the screen. Galaxy, great game, not as good as Galaxy 2, although we'll get onto that when we get onto it. Although, like, I do, one thing I think that is better about Galaxy than Galaxy 2 is I know it's a Mario game, but just the way it presented itself was better, like the way the story was.
I liked the hub area. That's what I like.
Yeah, the hub area was nice, but it's like in Galaxy they had like proper neat
Mhm.
cutscenes and stuff, and good things like the ending to Galaxy was so sad. It was
Mm.
ridiculous. But if Galaxy 2 is just like storybook form, just like eh. But anyway, next what's the next major release? No More Heroes.
Wait, it was this 2007 or 2008?
This is 2008 now.
Okay,
No More
I think
Heroes.
before we talk about No More Heroes, I think we should talk about the third-party support.
But we already talked about. Oh yeah, we were gonna say this is basically when everyone bailed.
Yeah.
2007 to 2008 was pretty much when like you started getting titles like really bad things like Carnival Fun Games and like
It's
Big
when
Beach.
the
There was like a
third
game called
parties
Big Beach
started.
Sports, wasn't there? Like
Yeah.
I remember when I first saw the advert for Big Beach Sports, it was like, oh, this could be kind of cool. I went round and played it at my friend's house, and it was literally like so bad. Like even when I was like quite young, like I recognized it as being
and
just really bad.
this is when I bailed as well because
Yeah, didn't you like sell your Wii and then get another Wii later?
yeah, what happened is that I sold my Wii and I got a PS3, which then my PS3 turned into my laptop, and then my laptop turned into my current desktop.
I wish I had morphing consoles.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But then it was my dad had secretly gotten my stepmom a Wii,
And then
and then my
adopted
stepmom
it.
never played it. And I was just like, oh, look over there, and I just stole it. But yeah, it's fun times.
But anyway, No More Heroes. This
Mhm.
is one of the funniest games like ever. Just ever. this
Yeah.
this game has so
Yeah.
many funny lines and it's just so ridiculous. It's good as well
Mhm.
because it doesn't take itself seriously. It just sort of
Yeah.
it realizes that just a sec. It realizes that it isn't meant to be taken seriously, and it goes along with that, and that's just what's
Yeah.
so good about the game. Sort of the combat's a bit iffy, but overall it's a great game, and everyone should
Never
go
played
buy
it.
it.
Take your word for it.
Okay, next on the list, the greatest thing since sliced bread, Brawl. This There was so much hype for this. Like, wow.
Mm.
Like seriously, when like.
Mm.
Like when Sonic, when Snake was announced for Brawl, everyone like went completely crazy, and everyone was like announcing other things, and everyone expected Sonic at that point, so that's why they put it in because everyone was expecting him. They still didn't put in Mega Man though. They might do it for Wii U, hopefully. Although it might just be like a Samus clone.
Yeah, it does. It might be a Samus clone, so I hope it isn't.
But so, Brawl,
I was
I love Brawl so much. That's
I was
what
so
made
excited
me
for this game as a kid that I actually went into game like every couple of weeks and I said, "Is it out yet?" And they were like, "No."
I
They
remember
got
this.
my
Oh god, stupid cars driving past. This was the game that got me into like Nintendo and gaming in general because I was like a huge Pokemon fanatic as a kid. Like I knew everything about Pokemon, and then I was on Cerebi.net I think, and I saw about like this thing called like the Smash Bros series, and I saw that there was this game out called Brawl. So I looked it up. I thought it was pretty cool. I played it at my friend's house, and I was like, okay, this is the best thing like ever.
Yeah, I
So
was
then I
excited
bought it.
for it because
I put
I
over
played
like
Melee quite a lot.
I put like I think I actually got an achievement which said like congratulations, you've played over 500 hours or something. It was either that or it was like it was either 1,000 or 10,000 matches, and I put a ridiculous amount of time into this game. It was just so good. Like a lot of people complain. Like the only bad thing really is the subspace emissary. Like the cutscenes were like really really cool and stuff. It's just that the way the levels were designed, it just wasn't very good.
No, I got excited for the game mainly because I played quite a lot of Melee as a kid. It was like my first fighting game. But then again, GameCube games are my first anything games. So,
But Some people like complain that Brawl is more floaty than Melee, and like I can understand where they're coming from, but I just think Melee's just
Yeah.
at times I think Melee's a bit too fast, and I think that what they should do for the next one is if they could like get it in between
That
Brawl.
happy medium.
Yeah, if they can get it in between, then that will be like the perfect balance.
Yeah.
Really.
So what's next?
Let's. Oh,
Okami.
Yeah, the Okami port. Great game on PS2, even better on Wii.
Never
I
played
only got it last Christmas. I actually only got it last Christmas, and
have
it's one of
never
the best
played
games
this
I've ever
game.
played.
I have never played this game, and
You should.
I'll be perfectly honest, and I feel kind of guilty saying this. It just doesn't look. It doesn't. It's not a game that I think that I think I'll enjoy it, but it's not a game that I'm interested in. Like I'm interested in playing.
No, dude, seriously, you're like a big fan of Zelda, so you should definitely get Okami. Okami it's basically like, I guess you could kind of like, some people have said it's a better Twilight Princess.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I was really little. I saw it and I was like, "Hey, did someone like actually add colors in Twilight Princess?"
No, but seriously, this game's art style is amazing. The story is great. The dialogue is pretty funny at times. And the combat is actually really nice. It's I still think the Twilight Princess is better, but like Okami's is different, but still really good.
I think I'll get it at some point.
Yeah, you better. You were asking me for it ages ago, and literally, like, just after you started asking me for it, it went missing. I actually thought you'd, like, come over to my house and stolen it or something.
I don't know where you live.
Or do you? But anyway,
Shut up.
great game, great soundtrack. Oh yeah, this game's soundtrack is amazing. After this video is done, or like now if you got bored, everyone go search up on YouTube. It's like Okami, The Sun Rises, I think the track is called. Is such a good track. But I think that's enough on Okami.
Next we've got Mario Kart.
Mario Kart Wii.
I liked it.
I remember, like, before it came out, I was really excited for this. And then when it came out, I never bought it. It's like I got really excited for it because I loved the DS one, and I was like, oh yeah, I can't wait for this. And then it came out, and I'm just like, I can't be bothered to buy it.
I bought it. It's literally, it's Mario Kart. I'll admit, I think that Mario Kart is fun, but it's the same thing every single game.
Well, if you look at the difference between like the DS Mario Kart and like Mario Kart 7 actually made loads of improvements. Mario Kart 7 is really good. And,
I might get that. I
didn't actually buy Mario Kart Wii, although like I've played it loads of times at my friend's house and had loads of fun with it. How good is this compared to Double Dash? I never played Double Dash. I just thought it was a bit too gimmicky.
Double Dash.
Yeah. Double Dash, just the whole like 2 people thing.
You know, I like Double Dash better, not just because of the fact that I love every single GameCube game ever, but more about the fact that it's just the Mario Kart's controls to me just sometimes felt a bit. Oh, what is this?
Well, you can use other controls like the nunchuck and stuff.
I know, but still, it didn't feel. If that's the one big complaint about the Wii is the fact that they didn't. I mean, maybe this is Nintendo as well. They didn't make enough games that also had support for like the classic controller and stuff like that.
Yeah, I suppose. Anyway, I think that's enough. Wait, I'm sort of just looking down to see. Well, just quickly talk about D-Blob. D-Blob, I've said this. I remember saying this before to one of my friends once, but I basically said D-Blob is the story about where all the color in first person shooters went. I basically summarized it as like it's the game which explains where all the color went It like the blob just stole it and used it to paint a city. That's it. But in all seriousness, I've never played the game.
Neither have I.
It looks like a good game.
It looks okay to me. It looked kind of like, oh, this could be fun rental.
Yeah.
It looked like a rental.
It's more like rental worthy. I'm just trying to see what I've missed. No, there doesn't really seem to be much.
Then shitty for. Oh no. Something. Oh no.
Okay.
Wii Music.
Oh, my review on Wii Music.
Wii Music. Oh, wait.
Nintendo, you are bad for making that game, and you should feel bad. And you should feel bad for wanting to try it again on Wii U.
They're trying it again on the Wii U.
I mentioned that.
I could see how the drum could work on the Wii U, but nothing else.
But Miyamoto. No, to be fair, Miyamoto did say that he recognized how it did really bad, and he had a better vision for it. So he wanted to try to make it as good as he first envisioned it being. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that.
Okay, right. Final thoughts. Wii Music is shit. Okay, let's go.
Pretty much.
Then we've got shitty third-party support all the way.
Yeah, like
senior year dance. I think that can sum it all up in just one.
Oh, Animal Crossing. City Folk.
Oh, yeah,
City Folk, or as it's called in Europe for some reason, Let's Go to the City. I have no...
Yeah, why is it called that?
Sometimes they change names for a legitimate reason, but this seems entirely pointless.
No, yeah. I never played this game. I've got Animal Crossing 1. I've got that one. I really like that. I just never bothered to get Animal Crossing.
I will confess, I have never played Animal Crossing, but I've looked at City Folk or Let's Go to the City or whatever, and I really want it. I think it would be it's just the kind of game I see take a break from all the heavy action and stuff. It's just the game you'd play to just sit back and relax. And that's what I like about it. It's different.
That's what I play the original one for.
Oh. And then we've got, I know we shouldn't really be talking about this because it's not really an exclusive, but Sonic Unleashed. Okay, I'm not... I know you're really against this game, but I'm not... I'll start off. When this game was first, shown, quite a lot of fans thought it would be, the big revival for Sonic.
How? Because
when Sonic Unleashed was first shown, when it was in its beta phase, I think, and it looked slightly different, it was just showing the Missouri Day stage, because I don't think they had brought the whole Werehog thing into it yet.
So they were so ashamed of it.
No, they didn't. No, it's just they designed the day. They designed the day mechanics. They just hadn't thought of the whole Werehog concept yet, because it was shown in 2007, I think. I can't remember, but yeah, I defend this game a little bit. Now, let me say why. Because this, the way it's presented is how I feel Generations should have been presented. Because with Generations, the story is just really just meh, and the writing is meh. It's with Sonic Unleashed, just take a look at the opening cutscene. The opening cutscene is one of the best cutscenes in Sonic history, and it just sort of said this is going to be a really big adventure, and the whole thing about I just find the whole thing about how they travel around the entire world and stuff, and it's something that's they're putting the entire world back together, whereas in Generations it's just sort of who cares? It's just
Sonic,
Eggman just messing around.
Go back to the future. That's what I think.
Once this hedgehog hits 88 miles per hour.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, I don't the day stage is good. The whole Werehog thing is horrible. I just like how they tried to make it a really big, memorable adventure, if you see what I mean. I don't really know how to.
But they failed so much. They failed so badly. It was just let's make it memorable in a bad way.
Let's put it this way. At least let's put it this way. At least it wasn't 06. There we go.
That game in my presence.
That game is the worst thing ever.
Let's not talk about it. Let's just.
Okay, it seems that 09 isn't working, so we'll just need to remember the games from 2009.
Nothing came out in 09 as far as I remember. I don't remember.
Well, it was... wait, was that the year that... It was... I'm trying to remember if the, Oh, wait, no, New Super Mario Wii. That came out.
No. Yeah.
Good game. It is more of... It's not quite Mario DS on the Wii. It did make quite a few improvements. There were quite a few... the level design in Wii was so much better than the DS one. The DS one, this level design was just sort of
Yeah, I just didn't bother. I didn't bother getting this game.
I haven't had the game. I've just played it at people's houses and stuff, and I've had quite a lot of fun with it.
I've never played it.
I just don't think it's purchase worthy. Oh, the Metroid Prime trilogy came out in 09.
Oh, I never got that, and now they're really rare.
You should feel bad.
I mean, I'm not that bothered because I've already got Prime 2 and Prime 1 on the GameCube, and I've got Prime 3.
Dude, the Wii controls are so much better. That's just my opinion. I think that the Wii controls for the Prime games are just so much better.
I know, but then but the thing is that I didn't know it was like a collector's edition. I thought that it was just, re-release. But then
no, it comes in this. I remember when I first got it, I was like amazed. It comes in this like really cool box, and it's got like this artwork thing, and it shows like the sort of like the backstory to the Prime games and stuff. It's really cool.
I'm just gonna look up like where I can buy this like new.
It's on. I got mine off Amazon, but there's only like 3 copies left.
No, there's no copies left. It's all gone. It's all gone.
That's what you get. Well, actually, no, that's a bad thing. But anyway,
I have to buy it.
Good ports with great controls. The Prime games, they still look great. They still look great. Fantastic controls, and yeah, that's pretty much it. What else happened? What else came out in 2009?
Nothing.
What was that?
I don't know. It's just my Spanish voice, Spanish made voice.
Yeah. So I'm just
okay.
I don't want to like end like I don't want to get to the end of the video and then realize that we missed something really big.
Okay, no. I need to say one thing. This is the title of one review of this, and it was 5 stars. But here it is. Some of the deepest, most cerebral, most realistic, and the most immersive games ever made. I'll agree with all of those points, but realistic? Seriously?
I think it's more realistic in the sense that it's not like, I don't know, just like, Samus walks in, explosion, like, everywhere. It's just sort of more like, it's more like sort of what you'd do in that situation and what would be going on. I don't really know. Although, maybe it means, like, realistic looking, because, like, Prime was really good looking for the time when it first came out. 2010, well, damn it, this list doesn't work. Okay,
2010.
Came out 2010 was a great year. Okay, I'll
Apart
just...
from one certain game.
Oh yeah, we'll get onto that. Like we'll get onto that eventually. But I'm just trying to think like, what order they came out. No More Heroes 2.
I heard that was okay.
I heard it was. I've heard it was better than the first one. Still really funny writing and stuff.
That was made by
Final
Suda
boss
42.
Suda 51.
Yeah, Suda 51.
Final boss sucked. Although the second phase of the final boss has some of the best boss music I've ever heard. It's seriously fantastic. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Tatsunoko vs. Capcom.
Never heard of that.
You've never heard of that? You know,
Nope.
well, you know how basically, like, ages ago, well, not ages ago, they made one recently, actually. You know, they had the whole Marvel versus Capcom games. And
Yeah.
everyone said that they were, like, some of the best fighters out there.
So it was just like
In,
a
in
crossover.
2010, it's like, I don't know why, but like, it started off as a Japan exclusive, which makes sense. But, like, they had, like, Capcom versus Tatsunoko, and Tatsunoko is, like, this weird, like, anime company. It was, like, one of the weirdest crossovers, but it worked. And it was a great game. It was, like, a really great game.
Mm.
Let's see. Oh wait, that's a WiiWare title, so it doesn't really, matter. I'm just sort of trying to...
Galaxy 2?
You had to mention it. I was trying to get the other games out of the way first before we talk about them, but now that you've brought it up, we may as well talk about it.
There's not much else in 2010 though.
There's a point. No, well, there's GoldenEye and stuff, and Epic Mickey.
Epic Mickey, who gives a shit?
Okay, let's just talk about Galaxy 2 for now.
Okay.
Galaxy 2, great successor to Galaxy 1. Level design and stuff is a lot better. The way you get from level to level is better, although the hub isn't as good. They added some more suits, but for some reason they took away the ice flower, like for no reason. And instead they replaced, and then they replaced it with like occasional, like on water levels when you need to change it to ice, you'd come across this like button which you stomp on, and then that turns like all of the water to ice, which looks cool, but like not nearly as cool as in Galaxy 1 with the ice flower. That was like really, really cool. I don't know why they took it away, but great sequel, better than Galaxy 1, just not as good storytelling. And that's pretty much it. Oh wait, no, Galaxy 2 was also a game that like hugely got me. Like, I remember when I first played Galaxy 2, I literally was like, I just walked into a store and I was just like looking, okay, let's see if there are any good games to play over summer. I see Galaxy 2. I sort of pick it up and I was just sort of like, I've heard it's good. I go home and play it and I'm like, okay, this is the best game like ever. But
Yep.
yeah, great game.
Good game. Never played it. Although most games during 2009, 2010 didn't really die for the Wii.
Although E3 2010 was really good.
Was it?
E3 2010 was really good for Nintendo. It's probably one of their best years. But anyway, what have you played the GoldenEye Wii game?
Yes, and it's let's just say it was probably one of the worst remakes I have ever played. And I'll just say this right now because it was built off the Call of Duty engine. The gameplay is the same as the Call of Duty engine, and it's just Call of Duty, but with a GoldenEye skin on it. They took away.
Dude, what have you been smoking? Dude, GoldenEye. I found that it was really fun, and it was, well, online was good, not that great, but it was good. But I don't find it bad, and it might have been pretty much like Call of Duty with the GoldenEye skin, but it was much better than like 90% like of all Call of Duty games.
I know, but the fact that they took what was a great shooter for the N64 era and they just went...
it's still great. It's still a great game.
I felt that they essentially just pissed over a great game.
Okay, I guess that's something that we disagree with.
Yeah.
Well, now we have to move on to the dark ones. Okay, other M.
Well, you have
I will defend this game a little bit, but not very much. Okay, this game, it's not that this game was bad, it's just that this game was a disappointment. That's what it is. Like,
no,
Like
It
they
was bad.
advertised this like it was
Like it was the next coming of Jesus. That's
yes,
how they advertised.
that's basically what it was. They like okay the trailer for this in 2009 was
Oh
just
no. The live action trailer. There was the part of that I need to talk about. So you know how you've got like little baby Samus and then little kid Samus. I mean, and there's
oh is it just her facial expression?
it's like, oh, you got me.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. I always found that like the live action thing was pretty stupid. But the E3 2000 like the reveal trailer, the E3 2009 trailer was just so amazing. It's just like boom, instant nerdgasm.
I thought it could be good. Everyone thought
good. The E3 2009 trailer was so promising. It was just like this is going to be the best thing ever. And it could have been such a great game. But they messed up. And here's where I'm going to defend Team Ninja, okay? It's not Team Ninja's fault, mostly, okay? Everyone blames Team Ninja for, like, Samus's personality and stuff in Other M. But the thing is, Team Ninja didn't handle that. Team Ninja only handled the gameplay. And
I will agree with this. I think the gameplay was not that great.
What have you actually played it, or have you just?
I rented it.
Oh,
I rented the game.
I found the gameplay to be really fun. Like, well, not really fun, but quite fun. Obviously, the biggest letdown in terms of gameplay is that you don't get any any exploration. It's so linear.
I mean, that was another thing.
But the whole thing about Samus's personality and stuff, that was all done by Nintendo. That's not something that Team Ninja should be blamed.
But still, I thought that there were a lot better, like, kind of, shoot 'em up arcadey shooters. I played a lot better ones. It was just you kind of say that it was a terrible Metroid game, but it was an okay normal game.
Yeah, it's okay in terms of games, but it's bad in terms of Metroid games.
Because I don't really agree with this, just on the fact that Metroid, while Metroid Prime are very good, I don't think that just because it's a great series you should make it seem like, oh, because Other M had the Metroid skin on it, it means that it's automatically better than other games.
I never said that. I said
some people kind of have that opinion, and just
really, I thought it would be the opposite.
Because I find the way it's a terrible game in general. I think it's just a terrible game.
Pretty much the way I see Other M is that it's just a reimagining of
Metroid Fusion.
It's like the whole you're on a ship for the entire game. The ship has different sections with different environments.
It's Fusion, but shit.
Yeah.
Essentially.
that's basically it. It's like you've got the whole cloning thing. You've got they're both the only games which Samus talks. Because Samus
at least in Fusion, she didn't sound lobotomized, but that's mainly because she didn't have a voice actress. But
it's like in Other M, she sounds like she's been taking horse tranquilizers or something. She's just in one tone. But anyway, that's all I really want to say. Actually, to Other M's credit, I will say it's got pretty nice visuals, and that's it. That's pretty much
graphics look okay.
But that's pretty much it. There's this guy who's done this really in-depth review of Other M called The Game Show, I think.
The Gaming Bro.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah, I'll
put like a link to it in the description. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, now we get on to the really awesome stuff. But before we get on to the really awesome stuff, let me just see if there was anything else released in 2011. Games 2011. I just need to see if there's anything else apart from the awesomeness, which we will get onto. Conduit 2, D-Blob 2. I thought D-Blob 2 came out in 2010.
So did I.
Oh,
Conduit.
Okay.
Bad game.
I don't really care about the Conduit. I heard it's okay. It's probably one of the best looking Wii games, but
That's not very hard to do, though.
yeah. But so okay, now we're gonna move on to Operation Rainfall, basically, and which one? Oh my god. Okay, which one should we start with? I think we should start with the last story.
Yeah, the last story. I'll admit.
Okay, wait. I'll just offer some little backstory on Operation Rainfall for people who don't know. Operation Rainfall is basically a thing which Nintendo fans set up in 2011, because there were these three games that were Japan exclusive. Two of which were JRPGs. One of which was sort of like, it was RPG-ish, but it was mostly like an action game. And they were Japan exclusive, and fans set up like a giant operation to get them released in Europe and America, and they were released in Europe in like October, I think, and in America in May, if I recall. But they've only released recently in the US. One of the Operation Rainfall games, which is usually considered the second best, is The Last Story. This game looks really good. I will say that. It's the only thing is there's not very much color. It's like really gray. It is a really grey game.
I've not really looked into The Last Story or
The Last Story is like, the combat mechanics are really good, and I've heard that the story is like really awesome, and the characters get to be really likable the more you get into the game. It's quite a short game, especially for a JRPG though, and so it won't be that short. It is actually online, which is strange to find in a JRPG.
Okay.
But yeah, the last and it's got a great soundtrack. It's got a really fantastic soundtrack. In fact, all of the Operation Rainfall games have great soundtracks.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I heard that all of them.
We won't. Okay, let's just agree on this now. We won't mention the sacred one until we get to it. Okay.
We won't mention.
Okay. But anyway, Last Story. The combat mechanics look really cool and stuff, and I don't really have much else to say about it because I've never actually played it. But
I've not really looked up that much about it. I thought, I'll get it.
What quite surprises me is that it's like, in Europe at least, it's rated 16, and from what I've seen, it doesn't really look like it, except for one thing which I probably won't say because it might be a bit too spoilerific. But yeah, and next on the Operation Rainfall list, most people consider this to be the worst. I'm not really sure, but Pandora's Tower.
Pandora's Tower.
Oh my god, I really want this game. It looks to me, like, this may just be me, but it looks really good. It sort of reminds. This is kind of weird, but it sort of reminds me of Castlevania. Because, like, in Castlevania, the stats.
Yeah,
it's like
I'm kind of getting that
you have
vibe
like a chain.
Although the only real thing I've seen of Pandora's Tower is freaky eyeball eating.
Yeah, basically, it's not eyeballs. You have to like collect the hearts of these monsters you kill, and feed them to this girl so that she doesn't this curse doesn't like take over her or whatever. But looks like a great game. It looks really.
When people say that it's the worst of the three games,
that's not
they don't
really
mean
a derogatory
bad.
theme. It doesn't mean it's bad. It's just that Operation Rainfall is so good. Well, one game in particular is so good that every other game in existence just sort of like okay in comparison.
Yeah.
So you got anything else to say about Pandora's Tower?
No, just freaky eyeball eating.
Yeah. That's pretty much all I have to say, really. Okay, now we move on to inarguably the best out of them, and currently one of my favorite games ever. Xenoblade Chronicles or Xenoblade Chronicles. Apparently the correct pronunciation is Xenoblade, but I always say Xenoblade.
Yeah, I thought it was Xenoblade. That game is great.
This game is too good.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god. I can't even put it into words the way I feel about this game. First, okay, This is actually, surprisingly, this is the first thing that grabbed me about the game. The soundtrack. The soundtrack.
Yes.
It's the best. I'm not going to deny it. It's the best soundtrack I've ever heard in a video game. At least, at the very lowest, it would be like third best. Maybe.
I think I would say it's the second best because I like another game's soundtrack a lot better.
What's that?
Which would be Super Meat Boy's soundtrack. I love it, and I don't know.
I love it too, but that seems sort of like an odd choice.
I don't. It's something about it. It's something about the
like the retro.
Also Binding of Isaac's music, which though it was composed by the same guy.
Oh right.
But it's something about his music that I really like.
But anyway, back to Xenoblade.
Back to Xenoblade.
Okay, the whole game, it's absolutely huge. The entire game is it's the biggest game I've ever seen in my life. Apart from what would you say is bigger, this or Shadow of the Colossus?
I would definitely say this because Shadow of the Colossus, I'll admit, it's not a very long game. I
mean in terms of size. Like size of the world.
I'd still say Xenoblade.
Yeah, same. Like there's pretty much like one section in Xenoblade which is basically the size of the entire Twilight Princess world. And Twilight Princess's world was pretty huge.
It was big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Xenoblade, great. For once in an RPG, there are likable characters.
Except for when they start talking in battle.
Oh my god, okay, yeah, that's the only...
Wild down!
It's the only moderately bad thing about the game. It's just... Although you get used to it. Like,
you get used to it, but...
You get used to it pretty quickly. Like, I thought it would take me like 10 hours to get used to it.
They had an option to, like, turn it off.
But, yeah, the in-combat dialogue. But, the story is absolutely phenomenal. Oh my god, just everything about it is good. There is, I can't find like any faults.
If you want a good idea for its length, I would say that I'm about 10 hours into the game, and I'm not even a quarter way through the game.
Yeah, no, dude, you're not even like a tenth. Well, like maybe a tenth. You're maybe like about sort of like, oh my god. Okay, it's I've seen loads of people say that it's taken them like 120 hours to finish this game. That's how big it is. Okay, like and that's how huge it is. Some people have played like this game for 150 hours. Some people have said the minimum time it's taken them is 110 hours. And oh god, it's so good. The story is amazing. It's such a huge game. The characters are good. For once. Okay, what was the last thing you heard?
The last thing I heard was...
Okay, well, I'll just go from where I think I left.
Yeah,
the story is fantastic. The characters are likable. The dialogue is better than it usually is in a JRPG.
Yeah, the dialogue is definitely better. The combat...
how did I forget to bring up the combat? The combat mechanics are...
I'm going to, give my opinion from someone that hates JRPG combat, normally, and this, as long as JRPGs keep on doing combat like this, I will play more, because
this is how you do RPG combat, essentially.
No, I wouldn't say that. This is an evolution, and this is an evolution that we have passed.
It is kind of like Valkyria.
It's World of Warcraft combat, and this is coming from a player that played.
What?
It's World of Warcraft combat.
Maximum what? But
yeah.
Anyway, the combat is great, and it gets progressively better as you go through the game. Like, for you, I'm guessing it's probably like still pretty simple. Once you get later into the game, as you unlock more Monado abilities, and you get into things like skill links and skill trees and
just trust
affinity, and it gets surprisingly complex. But once you figured it out, it's really worth it, as it's a fantastic combat system, essentially.
But just saying to all those people who let's say don't like hotkey MMOs, you're not going to like the combat in this game because it's a hotkey MMO.
But Yeah, it's real time. It's not like turn based.
Yeah, it's
But,
real time World of Warcraft.
but anyway, what are
Yeah.
your closing thoughts on Xenoblade?
Um,
Xenoblade, whatever.
great, whatever it's called. Great. Great story, great characters, tons of content, really great game. Combat is definitely an evolution of JRPGs, but it's still got a long way to go before it starts catching up with like, games in
No, I don't.
Western RPGs. Western RPGs.
Well, Western RPGs are pretty different from JRPGs,
yeah.
to be
Although
honest.
you've
So they
not
don't
played any, so you don't have an opinion.
Shut up. But, my closing thoughts, even if you like haven't played your Wii since like 2007, 2008, and it's just gathering dust in your attic or something, get it out and buy this game. It's definitely in the top 5 games for the Wii
it's
at
a
least.
cheap game. It's a cheap game as well. It's
Yeah,
like
I just want to say, if you're gonna get it, the playing with the classic controller is the best way to play.
yeah, you're gonna have to get a classic controller.
Yeah, but essentially, it's definitely one of the best games of this generation. One of the best JRPGs ever made. Okay, I'll just put that out there. That's just my opinion. This, like, I'm not sure where I stand on this compared to games like Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VI.
Final Fantasy VII was bad. Ignore.
You are gonna get so much hate for that, and I'm gonna get so many dislikes from this video for saying it. I'm just gonna put this out there. I am so sorry that this guy has said.
Okay.
Anyway, we spent enough time on Xenoblade. Now let's move on to pretty much the closing
final game
of the week. And I just want to say, Operation Rainfall plus this game are sort of like ending the Wii with like a big bang. It's just sort of like, okay, we know our console may not have been the best, but how about for the ending we put in like some of the best games like ever made. But Skyward Sword. This when I first saw this in 2010, was that when it? Yeah, 2010 was when it was first revealed. I was sort of like, nah, because when I played Twilight Princess when I was quite young, I was just sort of like, whoa, if this was made in 2006 and for the GameCube, and it
was made for the GameCube,
and it looks visually impressive, then imagine what they could do now, designed for the Wii. And then because I was expecting another like Twilight Princess art style game, and then I saw Skyward Sword and I'm just sort of like, ugh. But then I played the game and I'm just sort of like, okay, this is too good. When
I remember seeing not Twilight Princess. What am I on about? Skyward Sword. And I got pretty excited, but I think it was mainly because nostalgia trip, because I kind of saw the graphics and I was kind of a bit like, Wind Waker.
Yeah. But there are this game actually universally got fantastic review scores. It's literally only got one review score that's like under 8.5, if not under 9. Do you know what GameSpot gave this game?
What?
7.5.
Why?
I know. Okay, the story like, I know the Zelda stories are kind of formulaic and don't really differ that much, but this game's story is great. The characters are much more likable than they were in Twilight Princess. Link is more,
as likable as they were in Wind Waker.
He's more like Wind Waker Link.
Yeah.
Whereas in Twilight Princess it was just sort of like poker face, too much. Game's soundtrack is great, like, especially considering it's actually orchestrated this time, like the whole thing. I think that some tracks in Twilight Princess were orchestrated.
They were all MIDI.
I'm pretty sure that like there was, because there were 2 different versions for Hyrule Field. There's like Hyrule Field when you're on foot, and there was Hyrule Field when you're on Epona, and I think the Epona version was orchestrated. I'm not sure. And there were some unused orchestrated tracks, actually. In fact, one of them was what they used for the first Skyward Sword trailer.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll send you it later. But anyway, there are...
We'll put an annotation here.
Yeah, I'll just put an annotation. But game is amazing. Dungeon's great. Characters are better, and there are some complaints I have though. Like I don't want to talk about Fee. Um, Fee is another Navi. It's like Midna and Tattle were such big steps up from Navi. And then you get to Fee, and Fee is just really annoying. Okay, it's not in the same way that Navi is annoying. That it's sort of like, hey, listen. It's more like, she calls you way too often.
Yeah, it's just like, I already know this shit. I can figure it out myself.
Yeah. And she always says to you like, oh, your Wii remote batteries are running low. Just like, how do you know what those are?
Breaking the fourth wall much.
Constantly say things, and also probably the most like annoying yet somewhat charming thing about her is like how she always speaks like in percentages. She's practically like a robot, but like I'll try not to spoil it, especially because I don't think you're not at the end. You're on the silent round.
Yeah.
Oh, that's something I want to talk about. If you like the silent rounds in Skyward Sword are the scariest thing. They're basically the tier collecting missions in Twilight Princess, except much less tedious, more fun, and they will like scare you really badly.
Yeah, they will.
I got a heart attack like the first, well, not literally, but I got got a heart attack when I was doing the first silent realm. It was just like, oh my god, what is happening?
I'm still on
really
the first silent realm. When I walked off the first like square, and like the thing in front of you, like eyes like glowed. I was like, oh no! And then it did kind of remind me of Ocean of the Temple King. Ocean of the Temple King. Ocean of the Temple King.
We're not gonna talk about that. But how on earth is it anything like that?
It just kind of, the way that you were kind of sneaking around, like it wasn't.
Yeah. Avoiding the guys with the lantern.
Yeah, that's what.
Oh, I thought you meant like how you have to return to it like every 5 minutes.
No, not in that way. Not in that way.
No, it's a fantastic game. Overall, it's a bit linear. Like it's definitely more linear than the other Zelda games. And I wish I sort of hope they'll like eventually they'll go for a more game.
Yeah, with Fee, I think it held your hand a little bit too much, which is actually one of the other things that I like about Wind Waker. Because of the fact that it didn't have like this it didn't have the same way that like there was a Navi or a Tattle or a Fee. There was just you, and the I guess the King of Red Lions.
Yeah, it
was like that, but he was just like, go over here and do your shit, man. I'm just gonna be sitting here. I'm a boat.
What? I guess, but
that's what he was like, and that's why.
There are like some things compared to Twilight Princess which I didn't like about Skyward Sword. What I think I said this earlier. What I really loved about Twilight Princess was how the whole game is like really grand and epic, and just like. You really get a feeling of like, dude, you're like saving the world. Whoa. Okay, that was a bad example. But in Skyward Sword you don't really get that because like for the majority of it, it's just sort of like, dude, you gotta go save Zelda, just Zelda, nothing else. And they keep talking about how like, oh, Girahim's trying to resurrect this like demon guy and stuff, but you don't really know much, and it's not sort of in the way that's like an intriguing way. It's just sort of like, well, why is this giant monster thing so bad? What did it do?
I think it was trying to pull off what God, I'm going on about this game too much. Wind Waker did, which where
it steals someone you care about.
Yeah, when it steals something you care about, and like. At the beginning of Wind Waker, there was no like grand, like adventure thing. It didn't feel like.
I feel that Wind Waker did that better because eventually in Wind Waker you find out, find out in Skyward Sword, and eventually the plot does get really interesting. Like I'm not gonna lie, it does get really good, and there are some really emotional parts. But like in Wind Waker, you eventually find out that like why it's such a big deal that like your sister was taken.
And it doesn't.
Because the thing is with Skyward Sword, like it's not like the entire world is populated by people. It's just like a bunch of people on like really tiny islands. So it's just like it's just sort of like, okay, so if this guy takes over the world, just who cares? Because there's like no one in it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like that one Goron that follows you around the whole game.
Why is there like only one Goron?
It's just like, where are all the others?
Yeah, I was wondering that.
Which is another thing that
they have weird mole people.
Yeah, they had weird mole people, and I was like, who are these?
Yeah.
What are these?
But okay, but I'm just gonna say my closing thoughts on like Fee and stuff. At the end of the game, like even if you hated her throughout the entire game, you're going to like really, really like you're gonna like cry at the end of the game. You're just gonna be like, no, Fee, like I'm sorry I hated you. Well, that's what I was like anyway, and wow, just great way, in my opinion, to end the Wii's life. It was fantastic game. Not the best Zelda game. That's still reserved for something else, which I'll talk about in some other video in due time. But one of the best. I'm sort of Twilight Princess sort of still has like a special place in my heart because it was one of the first Zelda games I ever played. And I still, even though it was only a couple of years ago, I still get nostalgic over it.
I get the same feeling that you get over Twilight Princess, but with Wind Waker.
That came out in 2003.
I know, but it was the first.
Yeah, it's just sort of like
I played.
That's sort of like a special thing for everyone, just like the first Zelda game, essentially.
Yeah.
Except if you played Zelda 1 or 2, because those are kind of there.
Yeah, but I can't get into them.
Yeah, either. But anyway, yeah, your closing thoughts?
My closing thoughts on the Wii on a general, or Skyward Sword?
Both.
Wii. I think that it was a good console. It got later in its life it got shit panned because of its third-party support, and I think that was kind of fair. The only really good third-party support was things like Okami, No More Heroes, and Operation Rainfall.
But let's not forget the Rabbids games. Okay, too many Rabbids games.
Too many.
Way too many.
And I think that it would have done more successful in this country, Western audiences in general, if it just was more powerful.
Yeah, my closing thoughts really are just it's like it should have been more powerful. It didn't have very good third-party support, but I feel that lots of people are very unfair about it. Like, a lot of people are just sort of like, the Wii sucks, I'm gonna play Call of Duty now. It's like, but it's like when they only look at the party games. It's like if they just sort of like it's like if you have like a gold mine, but like the entrance to the gold mine is just filled with crap. Like, sure, you've got to wade through all that stuff, but if you dig quite far, you will find that gold mine. And the Wii exclusives are, in my opinion, better than like pretty much all of the Wii exclusives. Like most other exclusives. Like I'll be honest, I don't care for Halo at all. Mostly because Halo. I'm a Metroid fanboy, and it's just sort of like,
I like Halo because I like Halo. I think it's a good shooter.
I think it's good. It's just pretty generic, and like Master Chief is just like, who cares? Like Master Chief is
Master Chief.
No, he has no personality at all. But enough about them. That's pretty much Xbox like only worthwhile exclusive.
Yeah, that's the only reason I
like PlayStation has a few more, I guess. Like Shadow of the Colossus and Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank is great. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Wii excels. That's what Nintendo excels in, I think. Exclusives.
Yeah, exclusives.
That's pretty much what the Wii, like what the Wii's library was about. It was the exclusives. That's what.
And I am looking forward to the fact that, seeing as the Wii U is more powerful and is not just motion controls, I'm actually looking forward to the fact that there are people looking for like good third-party support. Like Ubisoft is going all out, and they're putting things like Assassin's Creed 3 and Darksiders.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Darksiders.
Actually, no, Ubisoft's Darksiders 2 isn't Ubisoft, but
Oh, it's THQ, isn't it?
Yeah, it's THQ.
But yeah, so that's it, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoy playing the rest of your Wii games while you can, and I'll be looking forward to when the Wii U comes out, and I'll definitely buy it.
So will I.
Okay.
Although, yeah. Okay.
See ya.
See ya, guys. Bye.